Where are we going?
We're getting off at 8th Avenue. We're going to the Bell House.
The Bell House.
Get laid.
Get
So
laid.
everyone's been like laid. And when I looked at the flyer, it was like get laid.
She hasn't been
I ain't
laid.
give a fuck.
So I don't know what to say. I don't know how to think. I don't know you know, when I think about me and my identity, and I think about how it affects me, you know, there are so many other areas where I felt fear or pain or attack or uncertainty. Being black in this country has never been popular. But lately, like Trayvon's and Mike Brown's, and, you know, realizing that if I wear the wrong thing in the wrong area, nobody will know that I'm a citizen that pays taxes and that has degrees, and it's just a sorority girl with a dream. Like, to know that my life can be taken from me because of that has been my fear. You know, I never really questioned what being a woman was. I just always knew that we were destined to be second-class citizens. So I've always carried that along with me. And then I think about, you know, even in this world, being overweight has been hard. More so moving to New York, because this place is so image heavy. Walking down the street, I don't get catcalled. I see people look directly at my tire around my stomach. I see people look at it like I have 4 heads. So the one thing that I never thought about was my sexuality. I never have felt scared or fear or shame in relation to being a lesbian. You know, I didn't have a huge coming out story. I've always just kind of been me, and I didn't have to proclaim it. I've never been a fan of the rainbow flag, or I've never had pride before, because it was just me, and it wasn't something that I needed to proclaim. And like, even when I lived in Georgia, like, I was out. I was me, and I mean, I didn't. Maybe it's because I was single, didn't have to hold a hand, or maybe it's because I was in a relationship with someone who was so closeted. I don't know why I didn't understand fear in terms of being a lesbian until now. You know, I wrote on Facebook that it could have been me, and I've seen it all over social media that, oh, it could have been me. But it could have been me. You know, I didn't even want to go out that day. Like, it was after the Alice Smith concert, and I was tired, and I hadn't made no plans to go to the Get Laid party in Brooklyn. I had no desire to do that. It wasn't something like, oh girl, I'm scared to go. It was just like, girl, I'm tired. I got my whole life with Alice. But I went, and upon walking in and just seeing all the beautiful queer people or allies or whomever decided to be in the room, I realized, it's nice to be looking at a girl and have her look at you and know that there's a strong chance that she actually is looking at you for the reason that you're looking at her. And you know, some of the first songs they played were like Amy Winehouse, and followed by Whitney Houston, and I just was so at peace. And I remember, you know, looking across the stage at all the people, and, you know, making eye contact with this girl and talking to this girl, and, you know, even sitting outside with her and, you know, flirting and doing me. And like the place that we went to was in a sketchy factory district where anything and everything could have happened. And I just remember like not thinking about it. I remember walking this girl, you know, all up and through these dark parts of Brooklyn that I wasn't even familiar with. You know, just flirting and talking and just not looking over my shoulder, not thinking about it. And I remember waking up the next day. I had to go to a brunch in Jersey, so like I didn't have time to even, like I didn't get home till like 3 or 4, and like my friend was here in my apartment by 10, so like it was up, it was showered, it was getting dressed, and like as I was turning on the TV for my puppy, because I always turn the TV on before I leave, when I turned on the TV, and like CNN is always what I watch because I just am in love with Anderson Cooper, and I saw it and it said, you know, like war shooting, and it just, I saw the flag, and then I just started to read the scroll, and I'm like, what happened? What? And it was so hard because like I was in the midst of already going out the door, and like I was with one of my straight friends, and I didn't have a chance to react, and I didn't have a chance to question, and I just kept saying, why? And I remember like getting to the brunch and not being able to really sit with or articulate that feeling. Like I am Orlando. Like I am those things. And it blows my mind to know that I could have died because I love women. I could have died because I want to hold this girl's hand down the street. I could have died because someone thinks that my love is not valid. And I'm watching and I'm reading and I'm hearing everything that everybody's saying about, oh, it was ISIS, oh, it was this, oh, whatever. But like, it could have been me. It still could be me. I've never wanted to be in the pride parade so much in my life. I've never wanted to wear the rainbow so much. I never wanted to have validity in my sexuality so much before my life. And you know, like it's so hard being gay. It's so hard. But like it's not hard for the reasons that I anticipated being hard for. I never thought I could die because of it. I just thought I would never find love because women are nuts. Because culturally, you know, so many people don't accept it. But like it just didn't hit home for me because that wasn't my story. What if somebody got mad here? What if I hurt and I'm sad and I'm confused about it, and I'm just we can't just go to any bar and love and laugh and dance because people look at us like we're different. So then you pick Pride Month. We get a month to just be gay and happy and okay, and you pick that month and you pick that club and you just open fire and you shoot people because of your assumptions about what it means. I don't want to die because of that. I don't no one deserves to die because of that. When I think about what I want for my life, there's a lot of things I want. But the one thing that I just cannot wait, I can't wait to have it happen, is to have that love. It's to know what it's like to be Olivia's 2 moms. To know what it's like to be with the person you just happen to love, who just happens to be a woman too. And now, like, I could be executed because of that. And that it absolutely blows my mind. I don't know what I'm going to do this Pride weekend. I don't know who I'm going to be, how I'm going to feel, but I know I'm going to be there. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be proud because I have to be. And you know, at that time, I didn't know how out I actually was to people. I mean, looking at me, I don't think there's a secret, but like, you have to play it over and over and over. And like, when I tell y'all, like, at the same time when I was giving it my best 2-step, I was out there dancing and laughing and being with my gay friends and people were being executed. That is terrifying. That is terrifying. This is one of those times where Zora just doesn't know. I don't know. But feeling like it could have been me, just knowing that I was there at a place where anybody could target us if they so chose, to know that we're still at a place where we can be targeted is just so exhausting. It's exhausting. Zora doesn't know much. But Zora does know that love wins. And that, like Stonewall, like everything else, we're going to overcome it. And we're going to have pride again. And we're going to be proud this time around. And we're not going to forget those people who lost their lives this time around. And we're going to work so hard to let other people realize that our love is so great. It's so normal. It's just like anybody else's love. And, you know, I personally am going to just find more love in my heart overall, because I've been in situations that have made me very bitter, very closed off, very rude. But I can't be that way anymore. I have to realize that, you know, love actually can move mountains. And my heart goes out to those who lost their lives, their families, their friends, and everybody affected. And if you are out there in the closet or questioning or whatever, wherever you are on your journey to this, if this is a part of your life, don't let this stop you from thinking that you too are normal, because you are. And I know it doesn't feel like it, but it does get better. It gets easier. And if you're looking at this as someone who is on the opposite side of this and, you know, doesn't love or understand or have acceptance or tolerance or in your heart, you don't have to welcome us into your home or your everyday life, but just know that we belong to. I've been through so much in my life. Let me tell you, I've been through so much. And the one thing I feel like I deserve out of all of this is love. So please, we need to all come together. We need to all work together. Not one movement is bigger than the next. And speaking as someone who's a part of every movement, you know, my Black Lives Matter, my Love Wins, my women's rights equality, as someone who is multi-layered and affected by all these tragedies and all these issues, please just give us a chance. Disagreeing is okay, but we shouldn't have to die because we disagree. I keep talking because I keep trying to find a Zora knows, because Zora always knows. I am a know-it-all who knows nothing at all. But I just, you know what? This is the one thing I know. I know for a fact that we are Orlando. We are Orlando. Yeah. All right. Till next video, I suppose. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, because the bitch is still trying to get famous. Don't get it twisted.